Recording in progress. Recording stopped.
It's 6:03. We're going to call this meeting to order. Can I have everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, do we have any changes to the agenda?
We have two, Mayor. We are going to be moving 5.3 and 5.4 under awards presentations, which is just the code enforcement report. And Jesse will be delivering that report tonight. And then we're also going to be...
And where are we going to move those to?
Oh, we're going to move those to the awards presentations 2 and 3. Or let's do it under 2. He'll report on both months under award 2.2.
Okay, any other changes?
And then we're also going to have a closed session item right after citizens' comments. So we'll fit that in, and so we'll report on that once we, before we go into closed session.
All right, perfect. Council have any changes to the agenda? Seeing none, can I get a motion for approval of the agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda with changes.
It's been moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Agenda is approved with the changes. Going to move on to item number 2.1, Certificate of Recognition, Kalinga Huron Alternative Education, WASC accreditation. All right. I think tonight we're lucky enough to have a couple of the members from the Kalinga Huron district here with us. One of them is the principal of alternative ed, and the other one is the vice superintendent of business services. Is that correct? Yes? If I could have both of you come up. All right. So, this is an important one tonight. This is something that hasn't been done before at Kalinga Huron Alternative Education. Basically, this is WASC accreditation, which brings them up to the standard of high schools and other schools around the nation. This is an amazing achievement, and I will read it. It says, Certificate of Recognition presented to Kalinga Huron Alternative Education. In honored recognition of your achievement of Western Association of Schools and Colleges accreditation, the City of Kalinga proudly recognized Kalinga Huron Alternative Education for achieving WASC accreditation, a significant milestone that reflects your commitment to education, excellence, continuous improvement, student success, and the higher standards of academic achievement. This accomplishment is a testament to the dedication, hard work, and collaborative efforts of your administration, faculty, staff, students, and community partners. Your unwavering commitment to providing quality education opportunities has made a lasting and positive impact on the students and families you serve. The Council of the City of Kalinga extends its sincere congratulations and appreciation for this outstanding achievement and wishes you continued success in shaping the future of our community through education, presented this 17th day of June 2026 to the Alternative Education. Thank you so much. There you go. And I just wanted to say one thing here. You know, obviously those that are involved in the school district that have direct connections know how heavy of a lift this was. It took a lot of people. It took a lot of time, a lot of effort. It went over multiple years. And I just want to say that our community is going to be a lot better because of this. This is a great achievement, And I'm going to give the mic to Claudia Vosberg. Thank you so much.
Come up. Thank you, City Council. It's an honor to receive this recognition from you. Yes, it was a lot of work, but it was a team effort, and the outcome will be, of course, having a school here in town, another school that is up to par, up to standard, and it's a good feeling to know that I am sending out young men and women into our community that are prepared and that are good, outstanding members of our community. So now I can fully say that that is who I'm sending out. And of course, as you guys know, I'm here in town, so it's very nice to see when I see driving around, I see students of mine that work at the city, that work at different entities. So this is just another little piece to the puzzle of making our community wonderful. So thank you again.
Thank you. I want to appreciate the city for this recognition. The alternative education, more of these will be coming. The district is working. On behalf of the superintendent and the board, I want to say thank you.
Stand for a picture real quick. All right, so we're going to move on to citizens' comments. Oh,
Yeah, let Jesse off the hook, yeah.
that's right. Okay, we're going to move them to awards presentations. So basically, we're going to move items 5.3 and, and 5.4 to the awards and presentations. I thought we were going to move them to discussion.
Oh, no, there's the report, so there's
Okay.
the deliver report, yeah.
All right.
There's no action.
Jesse?
Thank you, Mayor. As you can see, we have it on the overhead. This is our, can you scroll down just a little bit, Robert, so we can get the top of that? It's pretty graph, so I thought you guys would all be very pleased with the pretty graph. So as you can see by the report, majority of Officer Ibarra's time is spent on in April on trees, shrubs, things like that. So code enforcement's very cyclical, where we'll have trees and shrubs, weeds in the spring, and then kind of roll into summer months and be doing different things. So as you can see, this is April. Officer Ibarra was very much into the weed abatement at that time. One thing we did grasp out of this exercise was that she doesn't have a mechanism to report things that she just gets done. So if somebody calls and says and complains about a vehicle, for example, on the street, she makes contact with the citizen and it just resolves itself. It doesn't really, we don't have a reporting mechanism. So we're going to work on that and to be able to show a little bit more of what she's doing. So she's working really hard. We want to show that. So as you can see, we had 44 cases opened and 36 cases closed, and resulted in $3,100 in invoiced fees. Obviously, we're not in the fee business. We don't want to assess fees, but it is a tool in the tool belt to, I should say, to get some of these cases resolved. As the council knows, April, May, we were thoroughly in the mix of trying to abate the violation at 236 West Forest, which we are happy to report that is substantially complete. So we expect to report that to their council shortly. So if you have any questions with that, please let me know. Other than that, this is just a report that kind of goes case by case. Can you rotate 90 degrees counterclock? Case by case with page by page with the violation details and things. I don't think you want me to go into all of that, so if there's not any questions, I'll roll into May.
Council have any questions? How many total violations were there in each month, do you know?
44 in April,
44 in just April.
yeah.
So she is doing a lot of work.
She's doing much more than that. So, I mean, 44 times that she had to actually open a case in Tyler and process it and start sending letters. So she's making contact with no fewer than 5 to 7 people a day. So she's busy out there, so.
Excellent. Thank you.
If there's no more questions, Robert, can you pull up May? Similar graph. This is going to show us rolling into other things. So she's been, like I said, we were working on 236 West Forest pretty intensely. Trees and shrubs, outside storage. We had a few notable cases, but I'm not sure how much detail you want me to get into here in the public forum, but I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. But everything's running along pretty smoothly. Our responses are timely and prompt, and I hear very few citizen complaints about overbearing tactics, so.
And how many were done in May?
Great question. Oh, did I go too far? There it is. So we opened 26 and closed 38. So that's just indicative of her working more of those older cases. So I'm trying to get some of these things done. We had a significant problem on Grant Street that we spent a lot of time on, but we were able to abate, and the offending party was actually grateful at the end because they ended up with a better property. So, you know, sometimes it all comes full circle. So
Excellent.
it's nice when it works.
Council have any questions?
Yeah. What exactly is outside storage? What does that encompass?
If somebody has debris or, trying to think of an example, a shed in their front yard setback, or just a sofa on their front lawn. So that kind of stuff, so.
Those,
Cars would probably fall into the abandoned vehicles, but how it gets reported is sometimes variable, but all of those things. So that's what we're looking for,
Okay.
just trying to keep property values up and neighborhoods looking good, so. That's all I have, Mayor.
Any other questions from council? Seeing none? All right, you're off the hook. Thank you so much. All right, and then I just want to make a special little kind of announcement under awards and presentations that we do have our youth in government, what would you call, intern or?
He's an intern, yeah.
An intern. He's here tonight.
He's an adult,
And
so.
I just wanted to introduce him. Maybe you can introduce him and just give a little bit about what he's doing with the city.
Yeah, no, I didn't know he was attending tonight, so thank you for attending. But yeah, Isaiah's been with us about a month or so now. He's been working actually with code enforcement, so it's kind of a perfect dovetail from the presentation tonight. He's been helping Yaneth with code cases, working in the office, going out in the field, but also dabbling in different departments. And I think he's going to continue to kind of dabble, and he's really interested in public service, interested in the public sector, and you know, has talked a lot about when we met first, just interested in what we do at the city. And so I think he's really engaged, seems to fit right in with the rest of the group at Sarah City Hall. And so we welcome him, and yeah.
Excellent. I just wanted to give you a formal welcome to the city of Coalinga and thank you for your assistance and your help. And we hope that you can help us grow and we can help you grow as well. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. That being said, now we're going to move on to citizens' comments. This section of the agenda allows members of the public to address the city council on any item within the jurisdiction of the council. Members of the public, when recognized by the mayor, should come forward to the lectern, identify themselves, and use the microphone. Comments are normally limited to 3 minutes. In accordance with state open meeting laws, no action will be taken by the city council this evening, and all items will be referred to staff for a follow-up and report. Citizens' comments submitted in writing to the city clerk by 5 p.m. on the day of the city council meeting shall be distributed to the city council and included in the record. However, they will not be read. And so this is your time to comment on consent calendar items, on discussion items, and on closed session items. So if anybody has any comments on any of that stuff, now is the time. You can also, for discussion items, fill out a comment card. And just, you don't have to put anything besides what item you want to talk about. So, do I have any public comment? Yes, sir.
Good evening, council, city staff. Scott Netherton, Coalinga Chamber of Commerce. I just wanted to give a quick overview of the upcoming 4th of July, America's 250th celebration. Been working with Jacinia, trying to get everything coordinated. I'm sorry she's not here tonight. She probably has a lot to put in as well. So I handed out to each of you a little information of what we have scheduled so far. There are a couple of things on there that are still tentative, waiting approval from Coalinga College, their board of trustees. But for the most part, we have had to relocate the event over to the Coalinga College. They've kind of opened up their facility to us with arms wide open, which is really grateful for. Right now, we have tentatively scheduled, the Oilers are going to host a pancake breakfast on site at 8 a.m., followed by the 4th of July parade at 10. I listed there's 12 vendors that will be on site. I listed those out, as well as face painting by Happy Moments. TJ's Crafty Creations will be on site, physically printing Patriot t-shirts and hats and memorabilia. The beer garden is tentative. That needs to be approved by the West Hills College Board of Directors. They meet on the 23rd, so if we can't add that, it'll be a last-minute thing, but right now, that's just tentative. We will have our foam cannon going out there, some Patriot piñatas. Free swim will be available from 2 to 7 p.m. There will be a dunk tank on site all day. Several events there you can see. We have a lot going on for the kids, trying to engage them, keeping them out there all day long as much as possible. We have 3 live musical performances happening that day. Good Cop, Bad Cop will be back. One Accord will be doing just about a 20-minute Patriot, and then it'll be closing out with Fault Line at 7:30. I've ordered a 3-foot by 5-foot. I don't know how I'm going to get it out of the house, but a cake. It's a birthday. We got to have a cake. So we'll have that on site as well. And then, of course, we're closing it out with the drone show that you guys approved. Trying to get the word out. We're putting out our big 4-foot by 8-foot signs tomorrow. Chuck's been going around putting out banners in every business that'll let us put them up. He's getting a good response there. So expecting a good crowd. Hopefully, right now we're sitting at about 40 parade entries, but that's how it is at Derby, and we end up having for Memorial Day usually 100 plus. So they all come in the last week or so. But any questions? I know it's kind of getting down to the wire, and we're still trying to iron out a few things, but we're doing our best to make it as big and as great as we can for the event that this needs to be. So. Any questions I can?
I'd just like to make a comment. I appreciate everything that you and Yesenia and all the rest of the city staff, Park and Rec, the school, the college, everyone has put in. This is a true testament to what happens when everyone pulls together. And even though we've had some hiccups, you've been instrumental in fixing those and making sure that this is going to be an amazing 250th anniversary, and I just want to thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. No. And again, like you said, it's all agencies. I've met with some of the firefighters. They've been out I'm actually meeting with the facility director tomorrow morning. They're actually going to set in the grass on their practice field permanent poles for future water fights moving forward if they're willing to do it. So Clayton College is all on board and helping out a lot. We have, fire department, police department, park and rec. Everybody's been, City of Coalinga. I mean, it's absolutely a community event. So thank you guys.
Any other questions or comments from council?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Y'all got a little goodie bag. That's just some of the stuff that's been ordered. Councilman Schindler ordered, 2,000 flags that we're going to hand out along the parade route ahead of time, so people have them. There's a Raleigh towel that'll be, we have like 250 of those. Some on my chamber board's been bugging for a while to get an air cannon, so we could, I think they want it in the beer garden so they can line people up like that old clown game where you knock them out. Yeah, but so we're going to be shooting some stuff out, some T-shirts and a lot of the local businesses we've been going around, Chuck has, helping out, trying to get local business. We're not looking for gift cards. We want something with your name on it that we can give out, that we can, represent your business. Like Salty Pickle had mentioned giving out a couple of $25 gift cards, and we're like, hey, maybe a $10 and T-shirt that we can roll up and shoot out, and that way you got a Salty Pickle, something with your name on it. That way people realize, that you're supporting the event and trying to help out as many businesses as we can. So, yeah, it's been really good. A lot of people are jumping on board helping out.
Any other questions from council? Comments?
Just a quick comment. Turn yours on or off? I just want to say you're doing a great job.
Oh.
I know it's been kind of crazy and hectic and moving back and forth and changes, but it's all looking good.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, Sean's been great to work with. He calms me down because I stress, but no, and I vent and he listens, but no, it'll be good. I mean, you always got to pivot. Things come up, but everybody's working together. It's going to be a good time. So hope to see you all there. All of you, hope to see you there. Councilman Louder. Thank you, guys.
Any other comments from council? Seeing none. And I also did just want to thank Mayor Pro Tem Schindler has been putting a lot of time into this as well. And so I know that you've had a lot of guidance on this, and we appreciate it. Thank you. We have another. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this little button here.
I'm all over here, so the ADA microphone. Chuck Yaden, citizen here of Coalinga, wear multi-hats, as most of you probably know. One of the main reasons I wanted to come up was the Lions Club, Yesenia, hopefully I said that right. She did an amazing job helping us advertise for the spaghetti dinner. I gave her the basic information. She made up a thing for the street sign, I guess you'd say, and it turned out great. She did an amazing job helping advertise for that. So I do want to say thank you for the city having that position so we can do stuff like that. One of the biggest problems in town is advertising events that is coming up because a lot of people complain there's nothing to do. So this is a way to help get information out to the community. So I just want to say thank you. The second thing I want to do is thank the fire department because I know this is old news. I've been missing a few council meetings, but I went out to the live exercise fire burn, and at no point at all I ever felt like I was in harm's way. The chief's fire crew took real good care of me and of Sean. Yeah, I left a little bit early out of the burn. They were on top of me. You okay, Chuck? You need some water? You need this or that? And I said, I never felt like I was in harm's way. They took really good care of us, and I want to say thank you very much for that opportunity. Because that's, I wouldn't say once in a lifetime, but it doesn't come that type of opportunity doesn't come very often. So thank you, Chief. So that's about it. Like I said, I know it's all old news, but it's the first chance I got to come in and say thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Any other public comments? Okay, seeing none. Public hearings, we have none. And so we are going to move into closed session. Which item are we going to discuss?
9.2.
9.2, so we are going to suspend this portion of the meeting, and we will be back. And do we expect to be reporting anything out? No. No. So give us just a couple minutes, and we'll be right back. time is 6:45. We're going to call this meeting back to order. Do we have anything to report out?
No, we do not.
No, we do not. All right, we're going to move on to the consent calendar, where it looks like we have 21 items. Is there anything that council would like to pull off the consent calendar?
5.6, 5.21 for information. And then 5.8 for discussion. I want to know what's going on with that.
Yeah. Anyone else? All right. Sean, item number 5.6.
All right, thank you. This particular item is a resolution, just in conversations I've had with not only the FAA, but with other airport managers. This is some advice that they've given related to grant opportunities with the FAA, is that sometimes when funding becomes available through the FAA, the turnaround time to actually accept and execute grants sometimes can be very quick to accept funds. There's sometimes when if agencies don't use their funds and there's funds available, it's kind of similar to other situations that we've run into in the past in other agencies where funds can become available to the city to utilize. And with the needs we have at the airport, and talking with some of the other airport managers, they said you should have a resolution that allows you to execute these quickly so we can be efficient and accept the funds so we can move forward. We do have a capital improvement program and a plan in place with the FAA that's been submitted that includes several improvements. So if funds do come available, this resolution would actually authorize myself to proceed forward with accepting those funds and proceeding forward timely with the execution of these grant agreements. So that's what that resolution, this is not something out of the ordinary. It was actually recommended by a couple different airport managers to have these available. So if there are time constraints, it allows us to not miss out on funding opportunities when they come available to us.
Any questions from council? No? All right, moving on to item number 5.8, consideration of bid award for Merced Ave median landscaping improvements. Sean?
I think Jesse will
Or
take this
Jesse?
one, yeah.
So essentially, this is a, Kalinga Parks and Rec had historically had this was their median to maintain. Not sure when, Sean might be able to speak to when that conversion happened, that the city was, took over that responsibility and also that tax revenue. So this is just an effort to improve that center median, and we actually got a much better bid than we expected. So not really a ton to explain, but I mean, I could send you plans if that would help also. But if you have any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
Just to clarify one thing on this too, I think when it talks about the fiscal impact, there is no general fund money being spent on this. It's actually the tax revenue that comes in that's specific for the medians and was basically intended to be used for the maintenance on these medians, as well as some street funds that have been allocated for this project in the last couple of fiscal years. So I just want to clarify that for the record.
How much of a percentage of the street funds are coming out?
It's probably about 30,000. I think it's about $60,000 we've got in the tax revenue from the LLMD.
Yeah, sorry about that, and apologies for the error there. This is the second attempt at this bid. So the last time we went out to bid, we noticed that we had some controllers that we needed to include within the scope. So this is try number 2 for us. So if you've seen this before, that's why.
So looking over it, I mean, the numbers are all over the place, a couple different spots. I don't know where our engineer's buying bubblers at, but, everybody else is shot way under. So I don't know if that's an opportunity to capture,
Are you talking about the engineer's estimate versus the bids?
yeah.
I think they're a little conservative with their engineer's estimates. They don't want to be under. So we were happy to see it come in at where it came in. We could talk to them, we could talk to Tri-City about maybe trying to rein in their conservative nature and maybe try to get a little bit more accurate with these engineers' estimates. This is the third one in a row that has been quite lower than we expected, so.
Yeah, but, because if you subtract that, what is it, 12,000 from the 108, then the engineer's estimate goes well under $100,000. From what I'm seeing, right? I'm a little concerned because this thing is all over the place. Like, there's one line here that says, traffic control. Engineer says 1,000. Bid 1 says 1,000. Bid 2 says 9,000. And bid 3 says 28,293. I mean, I don't even know how you could even compare these bids when they're all over the place like that. And I know what it is. I do bids.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that this is how do you make a decision on this when you got the engineer all over the place and then the bids all over the place?
Really, this comes down to bottom line. So being the best stewards of the public's money as we can. So when the bottom line number is under 100,000, it's pretty easy for me to justify going with the lowest bidder there. They're a reputable company. They do good work. I think their bid's responsible. That's how we made that decision. So.
Yeah, and I'm not even arguing that it doesn't need to be done, but one thing is that whatever fund it comes from is taxpayer money, and we do have to be reasonable about how we spend that, so.
How is priority, chosen for that median?
Well, there's only really two areas that the LLMD, the Lighting and Landscaping Maintenance District, applies to, and it's that area on Merced, and then just as you turn right onto, I think it's Chardonnay, and then basically El Rancho, and a portion of Positioné to the split, right by the edge of the park. That's kind of the boundary. So it's really, the tax revenue that comes in is to support that particular area, and then Merced Avenue. And then just as you come into the subdivision, those are the two locations that are within that district that collect revenue. So there's homes that pay taxes in that area, and then there's homes that pay taxes off of Merced that pay into that. And that's where that revenue comes into.
That we're still missing a medium in El Rancho, right when you turn off the highway right there, correct?
Yeah, it's not part of it. That's what happens is usually when there's development that occurs along that frontage, then they would be responsible for what they call the offsite improvements for those particular areas. When they built the different phases of Positioné, they built up to the property line. So that's why you see everything stop, like the sidewalks, median, everything stops as you head towards Elm. It stops there at the block wall of those homes.
So, well, doing any of these improvements, obviously, I think some of the goal of this landscaping district for the city is that we thought that, by taking it over, that we could utilize the fact that we already have crews that are going around doing this, so it made sense for us, and then also we could be more efficient with the money that we're spending on this. And so the taxpayers have paid this money already, right? And it's built up to this fund. They'll probably continue. Does what we're doing here add to any efficiency in the area?
I think long-term, we'll see efficiencies, getting the median up to appropriate standards will be, the first step. And then, yes, I do think we'll see efficiencies long-term, so.
So like efficiencies in water, for instance? I mean, is there going to be water going through this? I see some control valves and irrigation lines and things like that.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So we're looking at maybe some drought-tolerant plants to go in that area, or things that are maybe some pebble and rocks and things like that won't need to be so heavily maintenanced?
It's mostly rock, similar to what you see on like Juniper Ridge, Washington. It's a very similar design that we pulled from there. A a lot of it is that these areas came into like a deteriorated state where we're kind of hitting the reset button on some of these because of the landscaping that was originally installed by the developer was so lush and water intensive. And unfortunately, the cost of maintenance became very difficult. And I think that's a lot of the reasons why the Parks District requested that we help or to see if we can take it over because we do have the additional manpower to help with the maintenance. However, it got to such a deteriorated state that we had to hit the reset button because that's why there's the irrigation, the control valves, everything's in bad shape. I think the guys there was like Swiss cheese all over these irrigation lines. Trees were dying because there were leaks everywhere. And so we've done what we could to kind of scrub it and clean it, but it needs to be just to a point where it looks clean. And then at that point, it's going to be very limited maintenance long-term.
I got one other question. Just curious, but I'm noticing that it's the materials are the biggest part of this estimate. Would you agree? It's like there's about $40,000 worth of rocks and gravel. One of them is a 2-inch depth gravel mulch. $23,000 is what the engineer's estimate is. Is there a less expensive material that can be used for this purpose? Does it have to be this expensive mulch? Gravel? I mean, that's the most expensive item out of all the things that are on the list.
We can definitely look at that.
Just a thought. I mean, these are the things that can bring these estimates down.
Sure.
That and some correct estimating, get this down in the $70,000 range pretty quickly.
We definitely can look at that. We do have the ability to decrease the contract amount by up to 25%. So if that's council's direction, I'll be happy to look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're always, one thing is that when people look at $100,000 on a project, especially for a median, and especially when the report says it's coming out of the general fund,
Well, especially when we took it on.
right, and
no
we took
extra cost
this
coming
on, and I
up.
think we're pulling, how much is it? About 60,000 a year in revenue on this. So we want to be good stewards of that money. And also, but I am glad that you pointed out where this money can be spent at, because that has been also some contentious points in town of folks asking, why is it that these specific areas are getting it and not others? And so that, I'm glad you made those points, because that's where this money can be spent then, is where those revenues are being generated.
Yeah, and again, I'm not against this. I'm all for the beautification stuff. I just want to be a little more frugal about when we look at bids, what we're looking at and where they're at, especially the estimates.
Sure.
For the engineer.
Agreed, beautification, that's what I believe for the city, but is there a percentage that we have to assume, or can we get to where we don't have to contribute? Is it all state funds?
Where we can get to what?
Or the
If we were to reduce
closer
this
to
by the
60,000.
25,000, which is allowable by contract code, based on the $100,000 number, we could get close to where we're only contributing 5,000 to 7,000. And we're happy to look at that. We can.
Yeah, a lot of it's the material cost, and just from history, the rock that we've used is the Sonoma Gold rock, because that's what the mulch is when it talks about the mulch. That's what's in the medians on Washington. That's what's in the median on Polk Street that we just recently did. It's kind of just, I think from when we originally did the Plaza project years ago, that was a little bit bigger rock, but it's the same style. I think part of it is just staying with continuity and staying consistent with the material that we use around town. And then we keep stored material at the yards, so then we're able to refill, and so, yes, the material is expensive. And I think from when we originally did it, we knew it was a little bit more expensive, but it does have kind of that look that that you could get compared to maybe like a typical gray rock or something that's a little bit less.
So is that like the median that's over by Position A? The dryscape with the lighter color rock, that whole look that's along there?
Yes. So, you mean on Phelps?
Yeah, Phelps,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. So Phelps was when that one came in, that was part of the trail project. When we saw how much it cost to design, because we had a landscape architect design that, it came in very expensive, because as you can see, it's very intricate in terms of how they did design that center median. We've kind of gone a little bit different on future designs because the cost was so high when we built that one.
The recent one, is
Same material, it's the same, this is the same rock material, yeah, I think it's Sonoma Gold is what it's called. It's the same stuff that's down in the plaza, it's just I think the stuff in the plaza is a little bit bigger than the smaller Sonoma Gold that we use.
I'm not
So
saying-
the rock material is a little bit more
I'm not saying
expensive.
I don't like it. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that, is there a more affordable material? That's the biggest cost here.
Yeah, we can see if there's other material with similar colors, because I think if not, we lose kind of that, because that color has a little bit different, unique look than just a typical gray gravel.
And I was shocked, honestly, about the watering system and how much the cost there is there too. So I questioned that also, so.
At least you got honest estimates on that from the bidders. Yeah. You know, I mean, might not have noticed it if they were up around 10.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments from council? So the direction of the council on this is to see if we can't get the price down a little bit then?
I'll do my best to get that 25% reduction.
Okay, we all good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
And 21, right?
moving on to item number
Wanna do that one?
5.21.
Mai, do you want to do that one? Did you have a question, Jeremy, on that one? Just information?
Just
wanna
information?
Give an overview on it?
Okay. The ad valorem is a property tax for, it's a pension property tax, and what that means is that it funds the, our police and our fire, their pension, so their PERS. And this was imposed back in 1985, and the rate hasn't changed since then, so we're looking at 0.072 cents per 100 assessed property. That's how much is being deducted for property tax to pay for the pensions of the officers and the firefighters. So you also see there is a chart that has been provided as an attachment, and that's how the calculations are being done. And what it means by 77%, what it means by 77.77 is that the revenue that we receive for the property tax, it will only fund 77% of the pension for both groups. Therefore, the difference will be paid from another general fund tax.
You can ask her.
Mai, when we're talking about public safety of employees, I know that we've been assessing these values for a long time.
Yes.
And we've always had questions on them. The deal is people are going to pay it, gonna have to pay it regardless, whether it's out of the general fund or whether it's out of a property assessment. You know, it has to be paid. So I guess my question is this funding the CalPERS portion, or is it funding the previous 401K before we moved over to CalPERS? Because I remember at one point in time, we were using a different agency and a different system, and the point in between point A and point B was contentious, and so that was what a lot of this money was being used for. Is that still the case?
It's to pay for CalPERS, what we're currently paying.
Okay, so it's for CalPERS then? Okay, all right. Any other questions from council? No? All right. All right, so we have 21 items. We've given direction to try and lower the costs on number 5.8. That being said, do we have a motion to approve the consent calendar with that direction?
I'll motion to approve the consent calendar with changes to 5.8.
It's been moved? Is there a second?
A second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none, consent calendar passes with minor changes. We are going to move on to item number 6.1, ordinance presentation, discussion, and potential action items. 6.1 is council approval of professional services agreement with DKS and Associates for public information and community outreach services. Sean?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So staff has two recommendations tonight. Is one, to approve a professional services agreement with DKS and Associates for public information services in the amount not to exceed $125,000, and also to authorize the city manager to execute the agreement and any minor administrative amendments necessary to implement this endeavor. The City Council expressed a continued interest in improving community engagement, public transparency, and public understanding of city operations services, infrastructure needs, and long-term financing planning. To support these efforts, staff issued an RFQ, which is a request for qualifications seeking professional consulting services to assist with public information, community outreach, stakeholder engagement, educational materials, voter research, and strategic communication services. So following that RFQ process, DKS and Associates was identified as the most qualified firm and the sole responsive proposer. DKS has extensive experience in assisting public agencies throughout California with public outreach, community engagement, fiscal education, stakeholder coordination, survey research, and public information programs. So the proposed agreement will provide the city with professional resources to enhance communication with the residents, gather community feedback, improve public understanding of municipal services and funding challenges, and support future policy decisions through objective and factual education. So with that, as I mentioned, the proposed agreement has a total not to exceed of $125,000 and will remain in effect through June 30th of 2027. So I have a copy of the agreement, the scope of services, and the budget for council's consideration tonight.
All right, and before we open up to council, I'm going to go see if have been any comment cards put in on this item.
We have none.
We have none? Okay. Council, any comments or questions before we move forward? Okay, seeing none, can I entertain a motion to approve item number 6.1?
I motion to approve item 6.1.
It's been moved.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Seeing none, 6.1 passes. Move on to item number 7, announcements, city manager's announcements.
I have none. I have none, Mayor, but I'm going to defer my time to Mr. Barone for a quick splash pad update.
Good, I can talk on that. So we're progressing nicely. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the progress, but I'm very happy with HPC's progress. And we did start that block wall. I'm not sure if you've seen the fence between the neighbor to the south. So that fence came out. The wall's going up. We're actually expecting to pour the foundation tomorrow. We're also expecting to shotcrete the surge tank where the splash pad piping system, the underground portion will all tie in. It's a big manifold, basically. We have an update from the bathroom manufacturer that they have gotten the structure together. We've seen some pictures, so we're excited to see that progress is being made there. And we anticipate next week actually flying the steel for the shade structure. So lots of good progress. We're behind schedule. Obviously, we expected to be done, in June, and here we are at the end of June. But we do anticipate being done right about the first or second week of September at this point. Not much more than that, unless there's any more questions.
Any questions from council?
I have none.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
A lot of those things
For that
can't
update.
change, so we're just moving at the pace that we can. Any other city managers' announcements?
I do have one other one. I just got some information in the last week or so. Ross is progressing along well. I know that everyone's anticipating opening, seeing Ross open. There's been communication about a soft opening on July 16th with a grand opening on the 17th. It's still in the planning phases, but preliminarily those are the two dates to start seeing some movement for Ross to be open. But we will continue to update the 16th, Thursday, Friday. Okay. Yeah.
All right, and are you working with is the city working with the chamber? and
Yes,
whatnot
yeah,
on that?
so, and I will, and we'll be posting some stuff as we confirm dates, but that's kind of, that last part of the week is when they've talked about doing the soft opening and the grand opening.
Excellent. Any other city managers' announcements?
I have none, Mayor.
All right.
If I may, I'm
Yes.
sorry to interrupt. We did get word today about McDonald's. They sent plans and they called a couple times. So as far as I understand their plan, their intent is to demo McDonald's and build a new one. So we got plans to that effect today, and I just wanted to make the council aware, so.
Wow, okay. I mean, great, and that's gonna have a major effect if they come with a McDonald's. Because I see a lot of, that's at lunchtime, that place is hopping, and they're fast, and a lot of people go there, so
I think it'll be a quick demo and rebuild, but I just want to make sure you guys were aware.
I appreciate that.
Mayor, can I make a change?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I'm worried about I have my vacation times around the same time as Ross, and I think I got my dates wrong. So I'm sorry, it's the 17th and 18th, so it's a Friday, Saturday. Sorry. When you guys asked that question, I was like, I know, because I know that I'll be there for one, but not for the other, so I want to make sure that I had those dates right. But I double checked, and it is Friday the 17th for a soft launch opening, and they're expecting a grand opening on Saturday the 18th.
Excellent.
Sorry for that confusion, guys.
You're good.
Yes, Jesse will be available the whole time, so.
All right, moving on to council members' announcements and reports. No? Seeing none?
Yeah, actually, I have one. Somebody was asking me, asked my wife if they could put like a little book, like little deal to, hand off books or whatever, like a little, I guess a little mini little library book. Share mailbox type of deal out. So they wanted to build it for Postage Day out there, put it by the park, so like, kids can exchange books, read or whatnot, and the community there. And I thought it was a pretty good idea, so I'd like to see if we can help this individual.
I'll look back in the archives, because I remember over probably 10 years ago, someone who had recently moved to town proposed it, and I think it was something that was definitely supported. So I'll look and see if I can find some information, if we have any kind of policy or something that we can do, but I'll bring something back to the council. Sure.
Would you like that to be turned into a future agenda item?
I would like so.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
What would you call that? I see them like in Coast.
The community library, the community-free library.
Yeah, little library. Yeah.
There you go.
And just so everyone knows, we do have one at the community garden. My son did it for his Eagle Scout project with the Boy Scouts, and it's used, so I think it'd be a great idea to put them, any place in town that people would accept them. They're a great little spot, and also I would encourage the city to get in touch with the library too, because there's a ton of books that the library could, from what I understand, could contribute to that. Okay. Perfect. Any other councilman members' announcements and reports? No? Okay, city treasurer's announcements? Okay. Mayor's announcements? My only announcement is, we're gonna have a couple things coming, 27th, the 4th. We have all these agencies that have spent a lot of time and effort, a lot of city personnel, personnel that span citizens, every agency. I don't want to leave anybody out. So like the city as a whole, the individuals, groups, putting time and effort into making this a great time. And so I understand it's probably going to be hot, and I understand that a lot of people may choose to leave, and that's fine. But it would be amazing to have as much participation from the community as possible on this. These are your tax dollars at work right here.
And just to add on to that, I believe that there's space for pop-ups and everything, right? People can bring pop-ups, and so to kind of get out of the heat.
Yeah, that's That's my understanding as well.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we want everyone to come, have a good time, celebrate America 250. You know, I plan on being in the dunk tank, so anyone can go and throw the ball. I'm going to be requesting volunteers as well. You know.
To throw the ball.
So maybe we'll be lucky enough to get the police chief or Commander Young. I see the look. Maybe Mr. Barone or city manager. You never know. But I know that they'll be looking for some volunteers, you know, to help with that as well. And so I just want to really thank everybody for this coming together. I want to thank the city council and you know, specifically you know, Mayor Pro Tem Schindler, and then also you know, former councilperson Hedgecock. There's a lot of stuff that went into making this happen. And I just know that everyone has been involved, and I just really want to thank everyone for that, because I think this is going to be amazing. I'm excited, and I think it's going to be a great time. So, moving on to future agenda items. Anyone have any future agenda items?
I do. We talked about murals a meeting or two back, and then I noticed that the planning commission is gonna decide on a mural here coming up in a week or so. What I think I'd like to do is, before any decisions are made with anything with murals, that we go back and review whatever the rules are, the limitations, the content, so on and so forth. So we're ready for that, and we're not just squeaking through things and having to change it later or regret it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you proposing that we have a discussion on this, like it's a future agenda item for
What
the
would be
next
best?
meeting?
What do you guys prefer?
I want to have a discussion with all murals moving forward, so there's a uniform design,
Yes.
profile, everything, so it flows, has everything good, and we don't end up with anything weird.
Yeah, so discussion.
Okay, so maybe Sean can explain how this transpires from where it's at now to the planning commission, and then to, I don't know if this has to be approved by the city council after that, but maybe you could give a quick explanation, or Mr. Barone.
Yeah,
on
I think,
how-
'cause this
how
would
this
get us
happens.
ahead of
Yeah,
that.
so the
Right.
city does have a mural policy in place now that, based on prior applications, I think one for the wellness center, and then the most recent one, are reviewed in compliance with the policy. This one will, in particular, the one that's going to commission will be on a recommendation and coming to city council for formal approval. So if the council wants to consider a policy review, I don't know, it is going to throw a little bit of a wrench in this one because it's already been basically noticed, and there's a planned hearing for next week for planning commission to make a recommendation. The council will still have the ultimate authority to approve the proposed mural. We can put a discussion item on the agenda at the same time to talk about it, just so if there's any major changes. The only problem is I don't know if any changes that are recommended may materially change the mural that's being proposed.
That's kind of my whole point for bringing this up now, is I didn't know about it until now. So, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the current policies. I'm just saying I think we should look at them, discuss them, and make sure that we put policies in place that are healthy for the community, you know, depending on what somebody might want to paint. There's obviously limitations to advertisements and banners and everything else, and murals are no different, so.
Yeah, so it's the direction of the council. If the council would like to, I mean, with the policy in place now, I would need direction on what you want to do about the current application that's pending. Because it's kind of moving forward based on a current policy the city has in effect now.
Well, I think that we just don't want to have this come to us, and then we have a large group of people out there that are unhappy, and then we have to be the bad guy because the persons out there, the people out there are angry, and and I'm not saying that's the case. In fact,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that it's going to be a great thing. But looking and saying, hey, we want to make sure best practices are followed, I think that we just want to make sure that we get everything, we invite the public in to understand this fully before we completely move forward with it. Is that what you're
Yes.
kind of talking about?
It's more about guidelines. This is first of all, I'm not against this at all. Actually, I'm absolutely for it, but this is a massive mural that we're talking about coming at us, and I want to talk it over and make sure that we have good guidelines in place going forward from this too.
Well, I
So
mean, we can,
should include this one.
Yeah, so I think the direction is to hold, let's put this new policy in place and revisit it. I think that's from what I'm understanding.
I don't want to hold it up forever. That's why I'm trying to get ahead of it.
yeah, no, that's fine, and we can, and if anything, it may just delay it one meeting if the council chooses to make some changes. I think because you guys would take action, those can go into effect. It's not an ordinance, so essentially, if you guys make the changes at the meeting to the policy after discussion, we could, I mean, even if planning commission makes a recommendation to approve based on the current policy, if there's any changes in the policy, then if there's any material changes in the mural that's been designed, that could be an impact. But other than that, we could bring it back to we could bring it back to you at a subsequent meeting. It'll just delay a little bit on getting, and we have both meetings scheduled in July. So I can bring back the policy July 2nd, and then it would potentially just delay potential approval for the mural till the 16th.
I think
We
that'd
can-
be, I
we
think
can
that'd
let
be
the
prudent.
applicant know
I
that.
think that'd be a prudent thing to do.
Yeah, I propose also for the budget that we have a mural project coming through town eventually, so I think it's now, we do something where we have guidelines and bullet points where moving forward, that we won't have this confusion because somebody wants to do a mural or we have a project for the city, it's gonna fit the same guidelines that we presented to somebody else also.
Well, and I think we can also highlight this, because I think even though that we may already have those guidelines, the public and even the council may not be completely aware of those guidelines of what we're looking at. And so I think it would be a good time, just as a refresher, to kind of go through this stuff. If there's some changes that we would like to see made, we can do that. And I think, erring on that side of caution would only delay it minimally. So, I mean, and I'm on board with the idea of the mural thing too. I mean, I think it's great for the culture, it's great for the community. I think we just want to make sure that, that everyone's going to be on board, including the public. So we're going to give them their time during that section too, to come and be involved in part of the conversation. That way that we can understand everything that's happening. So we're all on board with that? Yeah?
Do that.
Okay. Okay. Any other future agenda items? Seeing none? Okay. We are going to go to closed session where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, looks like 6 items. Real property negotiations. Item number 9.2, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, 1 case. 9.3, real property negotiations. Item number 9.4, conference with labor negotiators. 9.5, real property negotiations. Wow, we have a lot of property negotiations. And then item number 9.6, city manager's performance evaluation. Do we think we'll be reporting anything out?
Don't expect to.
Don't expect to. All right, thank you so much. This will conclude this part of the meeting.